I think there's some rumors around outside there that I'm losing weight.
This is Maximus Breaking News.
Greetings, everybody. Maximus here. I hope you're all doing well wherever you may be all around this great big world of ours. Coming to you from the bat phone because I got some breaking news on Sunita Williams on the ISS. Because apparently rumors of her demise have been a bit premature. As reported here on the channel, word was she wasn't doing well, and quite frankly, she didn't look well according to the photos. But NASA released an interview today, a video of her with a New England station she was talking to. And they touched on the subject, and apparently she's doing well, and she looks pretty good in the video. So I'll let you see it and decide for yourself. I have no reason to believe she'd be lying. She actually looks pretty good in the video, so take a look. And until next time, I'll see you.
Oh, there's a lot of changes that go on up here, but I'm, it's funny. I think there's some rumors around outside there that I'm losing weight and stuff. No, I'm actually right at the same amount. We go weigh ourselves. We have a spring mass dampener that weighs ourselves, and I'm the same weight that I was when I got up here. I think things shift around quite a bit. You know, you've probably heard of a fluid shift where folks in space, their heads look a little bit bigger because the fluid evens out along the body. But now, Butch and I have been up here for a number of months. We've been on the workout gear. We've got a bike, we got a treadmill, and we got weightlifting equipment. And I could definitely tell that weightlifting, which is not something I do all the time, has definitely changed me. My thighs are a little bit bigger. My butt is a little bit bigger. We do a lot of squats. And just to go back to, the treadmill, why? It's because we're working on our bone density in our hips and in our feet. So I think my body has changed a little bit, but I weigh the same. It's interesting you bring that up. I was just talking to my mom and her friends, and I was showing them the galley, which is behind us, and showing them some of the food. Some of my favorites that we have up here, this one dish, Turkish fish stew, which is really good. It has good fish in it, and it's olives and other things like that, and rice to go along with it. And they were all looking at me. They're like, that doesn't look so good. It comes in a packet, that's already pre-made, and so all we really have to do is heat it up. We don't have to really cook. Or stuff is rehydrated and we just hydrate it and then heat it up. That's what I did for the rice. So it has a little bit of a funny look to it. Most of the foods are sort of moist because you don't want stuff to be like flaky and go all over in the air, in your hair, in your sleeping bag and all that kind of stuff. So it has a little bit of a moist look to it. So maybe it doesn't look as wonderful as, going to a restaurant. But it's really tasty. Our food lab does a great job giving us not only food that tastes good, but is also really nutritionally balanced. And over a course of about a week, we change out, we get another menu. And more recently, we have a spacecraft that just came up here, and it brought all sorts of treats for us. I like those bullseye candies, and my family sent me up a bunch of those, so that was pretty nice. Yeah, the Boston Marathon was a couple years ago. I was a lot younger. I was a little bit better runner at that point in time. So, and maybe a little stupider too, because I can't really believe that I signed up to do that. But once I got on the treadmill, I thought to myself, I better finish. I conned my sister into running the real one on Earth, and it was a cold and rainy day. So I just sort of trudged along, sort of hoping the treadmill would break so then I could get off it. But no, it didn't, and I kept going. So. Yeah, that was all right. You wear a harness, and so you're strapped down to the treadmill, and so it actually is supposed to put some pressure on your hips for your bone density in your hips and your legs and your feet. So it was doing that, and it sort of puts a little bit of pressure on your shoulders. It's like wearing a backpack. So I was alternating between the two. I ran it a little bit slower than I was running at that point in time. But I was very pleased with the time, 4 hours and 20-something minutes. So I'm a little older, a little smarter. I signed up for Falmouth, which is a 7.1, 7.2. It's really not a specific distance. It was just from one place to the next place. That's how it started. So it's a great run. It, though, has some hills. We don't have hills here, which is great, but you still have the harness. That one I did just about like how I liked it, about 1 hour for that run, and it was great to actually hear the crowd at the start, so I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I qualified. That's sort of why I wanted to run it in the first place. I had run Houston the year before, and I was like, wow, I have a qualifying time for Boston, and I'm not going to get to use it because, darn, I'm going to space. But, all joking aside, I was like, wow, that was a pretty good accomplishment of my life. So I was thinking to myself, how could I run it? And also at the same time, my brother, my sister, and myself grew up as swimmers, and it's just been a way of life for us. Like, you get up in the morning, you go out, and you go swim, or you go run, or you do something in the morning before you get up and take a shower. And I just think that that's a good way to go about life. I know that I'm an astronaut, one, because I was healthy, and part of the astronaut interview process is making sure you're healthy and your body can take this trip to space and be up here and then that return to Earth. And I was thinking about it and just wanted to sort of reiterate that to kids, that this is a good way to, live your life, making sure athletics and sports are always a part of it. So I wanted to just highlight that as well as run my qualifying time, because it's a big honor to run the Boston Marathon.